Have you ever been to Leeds? What are you going to do while you're in Leeds? Shopping, historical sites, go to some good restaurants. And if you're there tomorrow night and Saturday, I have an idea for you. How about head on over to the Hyde Park Book Club and go see an epic shoegaze mini festival? Hello, everyone. My name is W, aka William, host of the High Art on the Edge page. We have a quick and short event here with some special guests that will be talking about what they do as artists and what they're going to be doing tomorrow night in Leeds to provide some entertainment for all. If you have any questions for our guests, feel free to put them inside the chat box, and we will take them as we go. Again, my name is William. We have our special guests. Allow me to introduce, we have Yogi, DJ
Hello.
Yogi. We have Jason from Last Tourist.
Thanks.
And we have Andy from Avalyn. We're going to start with Yogi. How are you doing, Yogi?
I'm good, yeah, apart from full of hay fever.
Yes, we all seem to be afflicted with something. So tell us a little bit what you do.
DJ, shoegaze music, very loud.
DJ and shoegazing music. Now, last time we had a conversation, you've been DJing for how long now?
Since I started.
Yeah.
About 29 years, on and off.
How has the industry changed in terms of DJing?
A lot. I mean, I'm still the same as what I was when I started in 94. It's all vinyl. And, well, I use a handful of CDs. So I'm still full on with the vinyl. Now, I will say, when I did start DJing in 94, it was techno. But I was like the only techno DJ in whatever clubs wearing like indie band t-shirts or shoegaze bands. And then I went off and done my indie nights from about 96. And then it just led to that. But yeah, today, with all these CDJs, mainly pioneer ones, you look at young DJs and they've got, it's like cheating. I find it's like cheating because they've got all the BPM counters. Yeah. So it tells you what speed that track's at, and all they need to do is like press buttons. They're not like hands-on, touching the vinyl, slowing it down, using the pitch controls. They're just like twiddling knobs, and I find that not DJing, to be honest.
Did you, when you started out DJing, were you into the techno scene, or were you into the Brit pop scene, or what came first for you? Shoegaze, dream pop?
Before shoegaze, I mean, I was into punk when I was 5 in 1979, thanks to my cousin she's in Leicester now. So yeah, I was into punk bands, and I've still got a lot of the sevens down here. In the indie genre, I would probably say the first kind of band, well, it would have been more like post-punk, like the Joy Division. So you've got your Manchester link there. And then I heard Happy Mondays at an early stage, right, about 86. And then Stone Roses. And then all of a sudden, like, we've got bands like My Bloody Valentine, Hyde came about. And just their sound kind of like, whoa, kind of like draw me in. It was just that wall of, just that, all that reverb and just bigger noise rather than like, say, John Squire doing guitar solos. So that's what I liked. And especially with like My Bloody Valentine and even like Slow Dive and Lush, it was the female vocals that got me, the nice etherealness. It's quite, if I can say this, it's got like a sexy sound to it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Sure. Excellent. I'll come back at you with some more questions, but we're going to move to Jason from Last Tourist. So Jason, tell us what you do in the band.
Bass player.
And how long you been part of Last Tourist?
Probably about 3 years now.
And how did you get involved in music?
I suppose I've always been a fan of music. As I'm the youngest in the family, and my sister was sort of a proper punk from Sheffield back in the day. Blondie was a huge influence when I was young. There was always Blondie coming out of my sister's bedroom, and so when I moved out of house, I was living with a friend who had a bass at his bedsit. Sort of started picked that up, twanging that about, and was just sort of in little local bands from there, really.
And then how did you and John become friends? When did that happen?
So I've known John outside of Last Tourist for probably about 20 years or so. I've seen all of the bands that he's been in. He's had really great success with his previous outfit. But our kind of paths never quite crossed. I was in a different band. We'd always threatened to do something. I was like, oh yeah, one day. But then we put out the first single on from Last Tourist. Burn Sun. I know it was. Which one was it? It might be Burn Sun that I. Sorry, go on.
It wasn't public service.
No. There was a couple of singles before that were online on SoundCloud. Might still be up there. Violent Kiss as well. They're a kind of an earlier incarnation of the band when it was just John and Adam. So I sort of just messaged him and, really doing. He was like, well, we're after a bass player. Come and join us. But as I say, I'd known him for years and years. And it was great to catch up. And then just hopefully slotted into the band from there. So three of us.
So you just had a new release, a self-titled album.
Yes.
And
that's been...
You've been receiving some really nice praise for that work.
Yeah, it's absolutely fantastic that we sort of put this out ourselves. Excellent. You've got the lovely pink one there. Pink semi-translucent marble. We're sort of slightly control freaks and just prefer to do everything ourselves. We've recorded, produced, mixed ourselves. Well, John did all of the. John and Adam mainly did the production, and John doing the mixing. And then we sent off to Andrew Rose for the mastering. We pressed that from a reasonably local pressing plant, pressed on vinyl up near Newcastle. A really, really great pressing company to work with. Just put that out ourselves on Bandcamp. And the feedback's been great. The amount of pre-sales from really, really appreciate the sort of feedback and love that people have shown for that, and worldwide as well. I've been shipping off to trips in down to the local post office, shipping them off to the States and Canada and Brazil and
how quick was the turnaround? How quick was the turnaround in the pressing plant?
It was about 18 weeks. They had they had some health issues with one of the people who did the lacquering, which caused a bit of a delay. But it was about 18 weeks at the moment. Yeah. So I think the industry's sort of set a little bit now, but also they're a new pressing plant, so they haven't got a huge backlog. And there were a lot of independent labels, but not major. Have you come across Blood Rex? They often do some sort of special subscription based or kind of pre-order based, and they use those as well. They're doing something really good. the pressing plant, they've got some really nice eco vinyl mix. So it's like a non-plastic vinyl,
That's
only in black. But yeah, it's supposed to be eco-friendly and very, very low. I'd be interested to see what that sounds like and whether they can get colour variation. But that's nice to see go in there.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing some of that information. We're going to move slide on over to Andy Power from the band Avalyn. Hello, Andy.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm well, thanks. How are you?
I'm doing fine. So do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do in the band?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm Andy in Avalyn, and I sing and play guitar and write songs and stuff. So yeah, that's what I do.
Do you mind just moving the camera just up just a wee bit so we can see?
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Great. And so how long has the band been together now?
Various lineup changes, but about a year, I'd say like a year and a half now. Like I'm the one, I've been there since the beginning, and then like members have changed, but like there must have been over like 10 members or whatever. And I've been like the constant one since the beginning. But Max and Grace have been in the band for like over a year now, so they came in once the band had been going for like a couple of months, and then they've really become like really important to the band now. And we got a new bassist and drummer, Maxime, and got this lad in called Owen, who we had a jam with the other day. So we want it to be obviously like a band, but since I started doing this whole thing's really difficult at times. So like trying to maintain this constant lineup. You'll see a lot of times with bands, they had loads of lineup changes before they had any kind of success or whatever. When you look at like MBV, like Kevin Shields was like slogging away under the name MBV, like without Belinda or Debbie or the others. So I just kind of I don't let myself get disheartened, and like I know that it's like I can see the light at the end of the tunnel, definitely, despite like there's been changes and stuff.
So this is going to be a very rhetorical question, and you don't obviously have to mention names or personal experiences, but why is it so difficult to maintain a band?
In the early days, before like what the stage we're at and the stage that like say Kevin would have been with at My Bloody Valentine before they signed to Creation, it would have just been it's really hard getting signed to maintain a band, because the commitment and the fact you aren't seeing you aren't going to like be getting the rewards of that commitment immediately. And I think a lot of the time some people it can sometimes be disheartening, and it's too much, and like life not that it reflects badly on them, but sometimes they just aren't, because of circumstances in life, people aren't able to aren't able to be able to put in as much effort as they'd want to be, and put in the time that's required to like get to that stage. Because with like unsigned bands, you're up against it, you and like thousands and thousands of other bands, and like whoever's putting in the most effort and writing the best tunes are the ones that end up they're the ones that make the grade at the end of the day. And I think it's just been hard because it's so time consuming, and a lot of people now, like they say they've graduated uni or they've got jobs, and they just are it can be difficult. It's a big commitment doing a band, and especially with the way that our bands are doing it. We rehearse multiple rehearsals a week, go in the studio. It's a lot to take on.
And as far as you growing up with music, where did that inspiration come from? A mom, a dad, aunt, uncle?
So like dad was playing music around the house and in the car when I was a kid. So like I remember like early experiences in music being like listening to like the White Album in the car, and like, you know, I went on like a camping holiday with my dad when I was little, and I remember him playing like Crosby, Stills and Nash as we were like driving through these like country roads with the windows down, and I remember just like connecting with that, and the Beatles as well, but it nothing really connected to me on that level, on like a higher level, until like I discovered you know, like 80s music like Joy Division and the Smiths. I know Joy Division was more late 70s, but still, like, I was in English class when I was like 15, and they were I think it was one of them lessons where like the supply teacher was in, so the supply teacher was like, look, I'm just going to put a film on. And like, yeah, I didn't really have any mates in that English class, so I was just I was the only one like paying attention to the film while everyone else was talking. And they were playing Donnie Darko, and there's like a party scene when Love Will Tear Us Apart starts getting played. And I remember listening to that and thinking, whoa, like what is this? Like, and then when I went home, on my way home on the bus, I remember typing on Spotify like "Love Will Tear Us Apart," like, because that was the lyric I heard, and then it came up, and then from there I got into like, you know, all the other New Order, the rest of Joy Division stuff, and was a massive Smiths fan as well. Like hearing like This Charming Man, like, you know, growing up, like Johnny Marr was like my guitar hero as a kid, and that like shaped so much of how I played guitar all through like me late teens, early 20s. And then I got into shoegaze once I was like about 19, 20, but then I didn't start making the music like this until until it got to 2021, I think. Yeah, 2021. And I started this band, and I was like, this is the kind of music I really want to make.
That's great. That's awesome. Yogi, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the festival, the mini shoegaze festival tomorrow. So what can people expect to hear from your set? And would you like to hold up any vinyl that you make? Can you give us a little appetizer?
Right. Okay.
What you going to be spinning?
At the sort of beginning, it'll be pretty much a lot of new stuff, like from this year. This is probably one of the best albums released this year. It's a band called Hammock from Nashville. They are, well, they're a duo, two guys. They are a post-rock band, but this is their 11th album, and it's the noisiest band they've ever done. Album. This has got more elements of dream pop, shoegaze, electronica. It's just, it takes you on a journey. It's beautiful. So yeah, Hammock. Quite a bit of dream pop to begin with, like bands like a band called Massage, who's an ex-member of The Pains of Being Pure at Heart. Winter. Well, I'm going through quite Blushing. A lot of American bands, to be honest.
Nice.
Young Prisms. Well, I got a test pressing this week. I was a split 7-inch of two London bands. I'm friends with one of them, The Fallen Sky. They played last year's Shoegaze All Day in the Victoria and Dalston. They're fantastic. And the other side's Boy Marina. And you
Played
think
with them?
Gig with them, yeah. That's beautiful.
Great. Really nice people.
So I got a test pressing this week, and this is getting officially released the end of June, early July, I think.
So can I ask you, Yogi, do bands, artists send you stuff for like to get your opinion on their music as well?
Sometimes, yeah, they'll give me like, say, digital MP3s, say, what do you think of this? And then if they do release, say, vinyl, then I do get quite a bit sent to me. So, yeah.
What time are you going to be spinning tomorrow?
6 o'clock it starts.
Okay. 6 to what, roughly?
11:30.
Okay. And then just curious, like, when people are out on the dance floor and you're feeling that energy or you're not feeling the energy, how do you spark that energy? What do you do to kind of
I have the next record lined up, so the one that's playing, I'll probably get off the decks and go in the middle of the dance floor and just go shoegazing myself.
I love it. Do the hay fever.
Yeah, and now that I'm separated from my wife, I'll probably try and find any single shoegaze females.
Tell us some songs that are pure staples of your set that you just every time pretty much you put in there.
Oh well,
or a band. I mean, I'm sure Ride is up there.
Hyde, Slow Dive.
Yeah.
If I'm going for more like sort of heavier shoegaze, bands like Nothing, Flying Colours from Melbourne.
Oh yeah.
Then Engineers are always in my set. Let me see it. Towards the end of my set, I'll be playing a lot of the classics, the early 90s sort of stuff. So Boo Radley's, Catherine Wheel, Lush, Pale Saints, Jesus and Mary Chain, Chapter House, My Bloody Valentine, stuff like that. All the classics towards the end.
If I were there, I'd never get off that dance floor. I would love that. That is all right up my alley. Jason, how long's your set gonna be tomorrow?
So we're playing the album in full.
You're playing the entire album.
Yes.
Start to finish. You're not going to mix it up.
It is mixed up slightly just because sort of kind of technical. Some of the running order works different, but yeah, and the opening track we're not the opening track. The last track on the A side is where we're walking on to that.
Falling into Drone.
Yeah.
I love that track. It's brilliant.
Yeah. It is a great track. But yeah, we're walking onto it as opposed to sort of playing that one. But yeah, then we're playing the rest of the album.
Fantastic. Cool. So what do you enjoy about playing live?
It is always different. Where even when we've been rehearsing, there's the little bits that are different every time. So just keeping you on your toes. You got to know the song sort of backwards, because then I sort of look at John, and if sort of the mood takes him and he does something a little bit longer or thinks I'm short on this, I've just got to react. So it just keeps you awake. Yeah, it's great.
How much time? Now, obviously, you're doing this whole album, so track. But if you were not playing this album in full, how much time would you spend on the set list? Are you and John very meticulous about that?
We don't have that many songs, to be honest with you. So it's quite a simple.
Well, if you also do you guys ever do any cover songs?
We have done a cover on radio station. Name's escaping me just now. I don't know whether John will message in. I'm sure he's listening. Yeah, we did a Cure cover, but we're not going to play any covers live. The thing with playing covers live is we sort of worry that it'd be like, oh, I loved your set. Oh, I loved your cover of X. And it's like,
it's taking it away from your own stuff. Yeah.
So, John, Jason, I have to ask you this question. I was just at the Love and Rocket show here in Oakland. They played last week. It was phenomenal. But there were about 3 people behind me talking the entire time. So I politely turned around and gave them my William stare. That helped. And then I had to move over a little bit because I didn't pay that much amount of money to hear people talk. So I have to ask you this question. How do you feel when people are yip-yapping during a performance and or filming you on camera? I just kind of want to know that.
Too loud. I wouldn't be able to hear anybody talking.
Okay.
Too loud.
That's
Yeah.
worse. That.
You know.
But when you go to shows, does that bother you?
It does as a member of the audience. Yeah. I mean, it's great.
Yeah.
All right, your friend. Oh yeah, I like that. But constantly talking. No.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I just sort of politely move.
So you're gonna be playing the Last Tourist album in its entirety, and
Yes.
are you gonna be the last band?
On this one, yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
okay.
we are.
Great.
It's just local. We got people come to see us, so we. I don't want my friends clearing off after we've played. You know.
Right.
So we'll keep
All right. So,
but yeah, it's unfortunately, Oliver's had to pull out because of some health issues. So 93 million miles from the sun have stepped in last minute. So they're doing a set. Avalyn, Sunstinger, us. Yogi's playing between every band essentially.
great.
With projections. So we've got some sort of video installations that we can play during the DJing and during the bands. Projected across the stage, and some floor lights and obviously the house lights. So trying to make it a little bit more visual as well. So more of with the bands, the DJ, the sort of videos.
Sounds like a really good time, and I wish I could hop on a jet and get on over there. My name is W, host of the High Art on the Edge page, speaking with DJ Yogi, Jason from Last Taurus, Andy from Avalyn. Andy, is this your first show of 2023 performance concert?
No, we've done. No, 2023 has actually been a bit of a busy year on the live side. So we did a mini UK tour in January. That was like 5 dates. So Liverpool, Manchester, Bristol, Birmingham, and London. And then we've done a gig. We did a gig in Future Yard, Birkenhead, support a band called Gift from the States in New York. They're really, really good band. They're like psychedelic rock, but like they've got like 80s kind of synth influences going on. So it's really, really cool. They're really nice guys as well. And then it's just been a mix of that, some other gigs here in Liverpool locally, but we're really looking forward to this one because it's our first time playing in Leeds, and I've heard a lot about the venue, and I know it's like it's a cool place to be playing.
And what can the audience expect from your set?
Like it's gonna be like loud, definitely. The vocals probably will be hard to hear. Even though that I don't want that, I'm getting singing lessons so I can like sing louder.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna be getting them I'm starting them next week. Just because on the records it's fine, but like live, like it's a massive problem because you can't hear. You just can't hear them at all. Like it depends. In small venues, you can't. If it's like 100 cap, 200 cap size, or if the sound engineer is really good, you can hear them. But I want to just try and improve with that. But yeah, I'd say that. Black gothic clothes, back home there makeup, loud guitars. Yeah, like pop, like catchy, like pop songs, but with like a noise.
Are you going to have any aesthetics on the stage, like any, I don't know, smoke machines, any kind of?
I mean, I think it's whatever the venue provides. So, like, obviously, we always like to have blue and red lighting.
Okay.
On the stage because it really, it suits the kind of moods of the songs. But I do like a bit of smoke on the stage, definitely. I'm a fan. I'm definitely a fan of it.
And then where are you in terms of the performance? Are you on first? Are you on second? Where are you? Do you know?
I think it might have changed now because obviously Oliver had to pull out the show. So I think
You're on
Jason would
second.
know. Oh, we're on second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
You know, so Jason, I want to go back to you real quickly. Where did this idea come from in terms of this little festival, this little shoegaze?
The night. I think, like I said before, John and I and Adam, we kind of like doing a lot of things ourselves. I think, to me, the whole thing about the band is sort of a multifaceted project. Yeah, this sort of multifaceted project of we do the music, of course, and the music is absolutely the primary thing. But the whole sort of business of producing your own record, mixing, being sort of tightly involved in that. All of the artwork on the album is us, and all of the process of working with the pressing plant to get the layout of the artwork spot on, you know, millimeter perfect on the spine with the band's logo, you know, all those little things that were so detailed about. So the idea of then trying to get a promoter, we thought, do you know what? We're doing everything ourselves. And it's like I say, it's sort of a bit of a project to just see how much you can actually do yourself and how far you can take things under your own steam. So yeah, we put this out on ourselves. Obviously, we got our own record label now, 1991 recording. So yeah, sort of the night is under 91 recordings as the label, and yeah, sort of looking to push that label side of things as well. Sign more bands, not kind of, you know, from the financial backing side. There's now sort of a cash advance and here go make an album, but just in terms of trying to sort of help push the genre really, and be able to work with like-minded bands, and so, you know, offer sort of any help and guidance to you know, mainly to get records released and the whole sort of media side of things.
And with that vision and those philosophies, it just doesn't sound like this could ever be a failure. It sounds like whatever happens and whatever unfolds, you're very appreciative of this time and this experience. And it sounds like you're gonna obviously see and reflect on how this all, you know, went, and then maybe build it up for another time down the line. Is that correct?
Yeah,
in
absolutely.
In terms of another little festival like this.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we'll definitely do one in the Leeds area. You know, working with bands in the UK, in the sort of Manchester, Birmingham, Sheffield, Edinburgh, Glasgow sort of area at the moment, trying to set something else up. Whether that'll be our own promotions or with their local promoter. But yeah, it is going to be a regular thing.
Great. We're going to wrap this up. Each one of you are going to get an opportunity to share anything that's coming down the line for you as an artist. Another event, an album, an EP, a single, whatever it may be. Yogi, we're going to go to you. What's coming down for you? What are you working on? What gigs coming up?
Well, the shoegaze all day in December. I just got confirmation about 2 days ago. 9th of December, the Victoria in Dalston. That's a Saturday. There'll be 7 bands. I can't say who's playing.
Oh, okay.
Also,
do you know when they're going to announce that?
I don't know yet. I don't know. It's not set. It's not set in stone yet. I am hoping to be DJing for the first time in Nottingham for Flying Colours and Deary.
Nice.
But we need to see costs and things.
Sure.
Because the promoter needs to break even for that gig to pay a band certainly coming from over Australia. So yeah, we need to see what's happening there. But there's a possibility I might do that.
And then how can people kind of follow you online?
Pretty much on all social medias, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and I post, I upload a lot of my DJ sets on Mixcloud.
Yeah.
And I'll be recording what I can of my DJing tomorrow. Like, see the longer parts of my sets, I'll be recording those.
Great. If you want to put that in the comments box, you can. Your Mixcloud link, go for it. Jason, what about you? What's coming down the line for Last Tourist? Did you hear me, Jason? Uh-oh. All right, I'm going to, did you hear me, Jason? No. Andy, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
So quickly, what's coming down the line for Avalyn?
Well, we just spent 3 days recording our next single. And yeah, I think it's the best one we've done so far. And that'll be coming out at some point. It's all finished being mixed now. We hope it all came together so quickly. We didn't have to get it like many different remixes and stuff on it done. We're just figuring out how we're going to release that, and got more shows coming up. So that single's the big thing, and it's not as quite as shoegazy as the other songs we got.
Oh, we lost him. Okay. Jason, can you hear me?
Yeah, sorry, I dropped off a little bit. I've come back on now. Sorry about that. Hiya.
Sorry, we lost Andy's connection there. Jason, so real quickly, what's coming down the line for Last Tourist?
So we've got some more gigs after this. As I say, we're sort of looking to organise some more events in Leeds or the region. Gigs with other bands coming up, which we're going to announce soon, in Manchester and Birmingham, writing the next album. Sort of quite a way on with that. Similar sound, but sort of evolving it at the same time. Possibly doing some sort of slightly different mixes of the current album, which might sort of surface in some form of a guise, maybe a sort of very limited physical release. But very much is about working on the next album, keep moving that forwards.
Great. It's been a pleasure speaking with all three of you, and it's again, sounds like a terrific event. Saturday, and Jason, this all starts at what time?
6 o'clock. First band on at about 7.
And
Yogi
tickets
will
are still
be on.
Tickets are still available.
Tickets are still available, but if the site goes down, then they'll be available on the door. Because I think because it's an online managed site, I think that they the sale ends about 6 hours before, just to give us time to print the list out, etc. So if that isn't available, then it's still absolutely pay on the door.
And it's called the Hyde Park Book Club.
Hyde Park Book Club, just outside of Leeds. Yes,
great.
Just outside of the city centre, and great atmosphere there as well. Great food. Get there early enough. Great food during the day. We're in the basement. The bars upstairs. It's really, really cool atmosphere as well.
Cool.
I looked up some band names from Leeds. I want you to give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you listen to them or not. Are you ready?
Yeah.
First one, Sisters of Mercy.
Yes.
Andy?
I've never listened to them, no.
Okay. Here's the next one. Kaiser Chiefs.
Definitely down.
Gang of Four.
I need to get into them, but I think they look cool.
I didn't realize this. Soft Cell?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I love soft cell.
Yeah, classic
Okay.
gig at the warehouse. Yeah.
No,
I didn't realize they were from Leeds. A band called Chumbawamba.
No.
I don't know who they are. Don't know who they are.
Okay. Melanie
I'm reserving
Brown.
judgment on that because one of them lives in Otley.
Melanie Brown. Hip hop? No? No.
No,
Okay.
I don't know. Sorry.
Couple more here. A band called White Snake.
I don't know.
Yeah. Moving on.
And last one, Scritty Politti.
Oh, come on.
I didn't know they were from Leeds as well. Anyway,
Hey,
so
you missed the classic Delta 5.
a Delta 5 and of course the wedding present, right?
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm sure I'm missing others too. Anyways, my name is W, aka William, host of the High Art on the Edge page. Thank you, DJ Yogi, Jason from Last Taurus, Andy from Avalyn, Sunstinger, who's not here, the band, they will be performing. Shout out to Oliver Beardmore. Apologies he couldn't make it, but we're always going to be supporting your work. And of course to John Welby and 1991 Recordings, Hyde Park Book Club. Everyone, this has been a really nice discussion. Enjoy your show tomorrow. Cheers.
Thank you. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Take
Thanks a lot.
care.
Cheers. Bye.
Yeah.